Not at all.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Edward A. Hawkins,
I, Edward A. Hawkins,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of West Virginia,
and the Constitution of the State of West Virginia,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and I will faithfully discharge the duties
of my office of County Commissioner of Monongalia County,
of my office of County Commissioner of Monongalia County,
commencing on the first day of January 2015,
commencing on the first day of January 2015,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Judge Wiley. I appreciate it.
You're certainly welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you, Judge.
You're certainly welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for coming down.
You're certainly welcome to your business. I'll see if this gets what it needs to get.
County Clerk's Office. Thank you.
Okay. There you go. All right. Up. Today is January 7th, 2015. I call the meeting of the Monongalia County Commission to order. It's 10 a.m. Everyone please rise for a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, the first order of business in the new year is the nomination and election of president. It's been the normal practice of this commission that we rotate the presidency. And I firmly believe in that. Basically, spend 2 years here, learn how to do it, and then you get turned to be president. Just to clarify, the president's sole duty is to run the meetings. I mean, they have no other special duties or special abilities. Everything that's conducted is conducted here in the commission meeting, and every commission's equal. Other than the president has to sign a whole bunch of documents and can't make a motion, but runs and conducts the meetings. Commissioner Bloom has been here 2 years, and if it's acceptable to you, Commissioner Hawkins, I would request a motion to nominate or to appoint Tom Bloom as president. I'll second that motion. I have a motion and second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed. Tom, you're president.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
Oh, I need my coffee and my water.
In other words, this means I get all the phone calls when people are upset at Nancy my firm.
Get your sign in hand, right?
Yes, yeah.
Sign.
Okay, we'll move forward. Consent and approval, please.
Exonerations, there are 9 listings today, $1,413.08. Tax years 2011, 13, and 14. Fiduciary orders of January 7th, 2015. Minutes of November 26th, 2014. General county fund vouchers, $320,167. General county fund purchasing cards, $6,352.41. Full severance fund, $30,825.14. Camp Muffley, $1,289.45. Camp Muffley purchasing card, $1,097.15. Chestnut Ridge Park, $656.54. Mason-Dixon Park, $175.40, for a total of $360,556.76.
I have budget revisions. These are just cleaning up some areas for the shooting range and other buildings, coal severance, and also in mental health budget.
Move for approval.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Any discussion? May I have the vote? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. As we've done something differently this year, which I'm real pleased with, one of the recommendations from the former commission was to put comments from the public earlier, so that way you can have your comments stated and we'd be able to discuss them at a later time. So at this time, there is a new change and we'll be doing it for this year. Is there any comments from the public at this time?
Mayor Johnson, City of Westover. I'd just like to welcome Ed to the commission. Wish you luck, sir.
Thank you.
And congratulations on your promotion.
Thank you very much,
And Diane.
Mayor. We were waiting for a comment.
Almost forgot you.
Yes, we were waiting. Is there anyone else who'd like to make a comment?
General public's allowed to come all the time?
Yeah, yes,
All
they
the
are.
time. In all work sessions.
And this is the time when they're allowed to make any comments if you would like.
You guys put it out in the paper when the
Yes.
meetings are?
What we do basically is, there's a website, it's put out in the paper, and newspapers have been really good at that, and we also post it on all the doors. Good questions. Anyone else would like to comment? This is the public portion. Seeing no more, we will move forward. Okay, grants. We always like to hear anything about grants.
Nothing today, President.
Okay, thank you very much, Renetta. We'll just continue using the grants that we're doing right now. Okay, next we have Carrie Blaney. We are early, as Carrie's not here yet. Okay, we'll hold off on that. Okay, we have Tammy Renzelli, new employee for Casastat. We're way ahead. So we'll wait till you're ready, and then if you want to just come up here, state your name and what you want to do and so on.
Good morning, I'm Tammy Manzelli. I'm the Director of Cost Center Kids here in Mon County. And we have a new employee, Lisa McMara, and she's going to be our volunteer coordinator for Mon County. And she started on Monday, and we would like to have you accept her as our new volunteer coordinator for Mon County.
Move to approval.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. Any questions? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All against? Motion passes. Lisa, congratulations and welcome to Monongalia County.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you. And thank you, Tammy.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, she's still not here. Okay, we'll go to correspondence.
I do have
All right.
one piece of correspondence. Chair Kisner sent this letter up to us yesterday. You might want to also
Whoa.
speak to it. This is Chair's letter.
100.
This, your letter about the officers. Reads, gentlemen, we just received the statistics for law enforcement officers killed in the line of duty during 2014. I wanted to share this information with you, even though I know how aware you are of the dangerous job law enforcement officers have. The following is a breakdown of how these officers were killed. Gunfire, 49, auto accident, 26, vehicular assault, 10, heart attack, 15, vehicle pursuits, 5, struck by vehicle, 5, motorcycle accident, 4, assault, 2, drowned, 1, fire, 1. Total is 118 officers killed in the line of duty. Incidents of officer kills by ambush increased by 56% last year. These incidents involve legitimate calls for service, such as domestic disturbance calls, etc. Once an officer arrives, he or she is killed while trying to intervene or control these incidents. However, some of these include false calls in order to get officers to respond to a certain location where someone wants to specifically target them to be killed. Additionally, there were 20 canine line-of-duty deaths ranging from gunfire, stabbing, falls, etc. Attached, you'll find the yearly report from the Officer Down Memorial page, which tracks these statistics nationally. Enduring a line-of-duty death is something an agency never forgets. We know this all too well after the 2012 death of Sergeant Todd May. In closing, I'd like to thank this commission for the support you've shown for our deputy sheriffs and support staff throughout the Monongalia County Sheriff's Office.
Is there something else you wanted, since the sheriff is here, is there anything else you wanted to just add?
No, I just thought this was interesting to bring up, especially because of all the shootings that are taking place now. I know you probably know that there were another 2 officers shot in New York the day before yesterday. And it's now becoming something that we're all very aware of. We've warned our staff and alerted them to take extra precautions and on calls that you, and I know this is going to sound strange to probably everybody in here except people that do it on a daily basis. If you get that gut feeling that something doesn't sound right or doesn't feel right, act on that and don't just go into something blindly or thinking, well, I need to do this by myself. If you think you need help, get help. So I just want to bring these statistics to y'all's attention to let you know that it is something that is very concerning to us, and that we do appreciate the support that you've shown over the years for this sheriff's office and law enforcement in general.
If I may, Sheriff, these are shocking statistics. It just, it makes me shiver inside when I read that 118 people have, 118 officers been killed in the line of duty. It just, and it makes me angry when I hear people talk about and say derogatory things about the police as if there's some sort of category of horrible people because you wear a uniform, and that's just so unfair. We know, as you all know, I don't care what it is, lawyers, doctors, dentists, police, whatever the category is, you're always going to have some bad ones. That's just the nature of human beings. It's the way we were created. You're going to have some bad ones. But to continually say the police are this, the police do this, and the police are doing that, it's not the police, it's the individuals that may be doing wrong things. But our society would be so destructive. We would be at constant war with one another, but for the law enforcement that keeps order and protects us from ourselves as well as each other. So I appreciate this report. As I say, it makes me nervous just to think about that people would actually target people because they're wearing a uniform. And I want to offer my personal thanks to you and your entire department for the work and effort you do to keep Monongalia County safe. Thank you very much.
Commissioner Hawkins?
I'd like to thank you. I'd like to thank you as well, Al. You do, and the department does a great job. It's wonderful to be associated with you, and quite frankly, it's an honor.
Yeah, I believe I speak with the other 2 commissioners. Sometimes we forget what you do until you're needed, and then you're the first person we look at. So we really appreciate what you do, from the minor events when you're called out to the specific horrific events. I was just wondering, is there a possibility that, since we have the officer down, is there a day or something like that possibly we could go to our legislature and maybe honor and have a day that is for that, so to and have an actual officer day?
Isn't there a law enforcement day at the legislature? There's a law enforcement day at the legislature.
But I was also thinking of a day where, for those who had died, and maybe just so people would notice and take note for the certain day. And again, I don't know, I hate to trivialize it to one day, but at least each year everyone, realizes what you've all gone through. So that's just something I hope maybe we might, the legislators might want to consider, because unfortunately this is growing rather than getting smaller.
There actually is, there are more than 2 ceremonies, but in West Virginia, in Charleston, we do have a ceremony in May. It's usually May 5th.
Right.
And then the National Police Officer Memorial in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
There's an annual program there as well.
Okay.
To recognize the officers killed in the line of duty.
Okay. Thank you very much. Is there any other correspondence? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to unfinished business.
Carrie's here.
Oh, Carrie's here? Oh, I'll hold off. Hi, Carrie. Hi, we have Carrie Blaney here, who's here to speak about a change in employee status.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome, Commissioner Hawkins.
Thank you.
I am here today to introduce to you Catherine Brunetta, current employee in County Clerk's office. She's been interning with us for about a year and a half. We have a partnership with the graduate program of history at West Virginia University, and we have 3 or 4 interns that have been working with us for about a year and a half. Catherine is one of them. She graduated in December with her master's degree in history and is starting full-time with us January 1.
Fantastic.
Move to approve.
Second.
It's been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Catherine, welcome. Glad to see you.
I'm aboard.
Do we need to sign some documents, or do we just?
Well, I just wanted to give you a copy
Okay,
of
great.
the letter, if you can pass this down, but I also, congratulations to you, sir.
Thank you.
As being commission president, there's some things you need to sign for.
What'd that tell you?
Oh, my
What'd that tell you? What'd that tell you?
Holy cow.
Get your pen out there.
Yeah, I don't need them right now. Just-
Thank you. Good. Well, thank you very much. Okay, now we'll go back to unfinished business, set dates for board of review and equalization. And we have proposed in front of us a public notice to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dates. Is there anything you want to explain about it at all, or?
No, this meets the requirement of not adjourning longer than 3 days. In some cases, you adjourn 3 and you meet on the 4th. So
Okay.
you're not, you're falling into the proper line. This year, we're adjourning February 20, which is the absolute deadline that anyone who needs to file for a hearing in October would have to file before that date. So,
Okay.
and they need to come before the Board of Review first.
Are there any comments by either of the commissioners?
No, I mean, this is, I think the statute needs to be changed. The 3-day requirement was so that people in the western end that didn't have a phone or anything could get on their horse and ride in here and know they could find someone and have their hearing. With the day of phones and cell phones and internet and appointments and stuff, it's really not required, but it's like the hitching post. You still got laws on the book that deals with it. So this is required by statute to set up this way. And of course, if there are more than can be fit in these days, we have the ability to continue to the end of February if necessary. But these are the definite dates. So if you have to don't have a phone and you have to get on your horse, this will be published. You can ride in here and we'll see you on those dates. So I'd move we approve these board review and equalization dates.
I will second that.
We've been properly moved in second, and there's no discussion. We will vote on the motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Great. Okay, we have the Board of Equalization review dates now set. Okay, each year, we've set up, I think we started the last 2 years, we started reviewing the rules of procedures for meetings. And we have brought this before us. There seemed to be a question of the second paragraph, and I'll read the statement where the question was, and then I will throw it out to the other commissioners of what they wanted to do. The concern was brought up that it reads, any commissioner is permitted to request an item on the agenda after the proposed issue has been discussed with at least one other commission member. All items must be to the administrator before noon on Monday. The question was the wording and the word discussed, and I will throw it out to either commissioner who would like to speak to it.
Well, discussed meant procedural discussion, not substantive. It has raised some questions, people, and I understand sometimes when you try to define everything, you end up messing everything up. In this case, I would suggest we remove that. That has been the practice has been a courtesy. It's just professional courtesy to say, Tom, Ed, I'm going to put this on the agenda. It shouldn't be a requirement. So I would request, I'll let anyone else speak to it as well, but I'd request we just strike that where it says, just strike it after the word agenda. Any commissioner is permitted to request an item on the agenda, period.
Okay.
And then it's just a matter of professional courtesy. It doesn't need to be in our rules. That's my opinion.
Properly moved, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, did you want to have any
Well,
discussion?
I concur. It was the one thing that I did look at and say there is a perception, not
Right.
perhaps a violation, but a perception of a violation of the Sunshine Law. And if you have a perception, you've created a gray area, and we don't want to put something forth that creates a gray area. So I second.
And I think it's a good change. I mean, as Eldon said, it had been done, and it was just done to make sure that everyone had all the correct information. But there is the perception. Commissioner Hawkins is correct. There is that perception. So
Let me add this too.
Sure, go
I forgot
ahead.
to mention. We have work sessions.
Right.
The work sessions are posted. Any issue can be brought up in a work session. They're open to the public. It's where we talk about things. And a lot of times in the discussion, it was, and I made these calls. In the discussion, it would be like I'd call, Ed, I want to put this on the agenda.
Right.
Do you think it should go in the work session first or not? Those are procedural things. You can talk about those things. And so I want to point out that the work sessions are open. We had a call when we were on the radio the last time, someone saying, well, how do we get an issue before the commission? The easiest way to get the issue before a commission is to call Diane and get on the work session, because our work sessions, we're here all day on Wednesdays and into the evening. So I just wanted to add that about the work sessions as well.
Okay. We have actually, then there'll be two items that we'll be voting on. The first is the deletion of any commissioners committed to request an item on the agenda after the proposed issue has been discussed with at least one other commission member, as I read it. So we're deleting that from our rules. It had been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Okay, now that passes. Now we're going to accept the rules as amended. So do I have a motion for that?
I so move.
Okay.
I'll second.
It's been properly moved in second. Any discussion? Call for the vote, which is all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Ayes have it. Okay, is now accepted as amended. Thank you. Okay, moving on to new business. We have adoption of the holiday schedule. Would you like to discuss it?
It's great.
Okay, we have now been informed that it is great, so no. No, here's the holiday schedule, so as designated in the West Virginia State Employee Handbook, do I have a motion to accept the?
So moved. Moved we accept the holiday schedule for 2015 as outlined in the memo titled Holiday Schedule.
I'll second that motion.
Been properly moved, second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, it passes. It's adopted.
Just to clarify with the clerk, there are no elections next year, correct?
I hope not.
I didn't think so. They're not on here, so there
Unless
are
somebody-
County, there's municipal elections.
Right.
but not that we would have a day
Not
off.
that, not to my knowledge.
Okay. Well, at
Didn't
least
think
in,
so, but wanted to be sure.
and that's good, then we don't have to budget. You don't have to budget extra money for that,
No,
which is
next
always at
spring.
large.
The next
No,
spring
yes,
budget.
yes, you do.
But for the
because-
following, yeah,
Yeah,
for the spring, yeah.
There's an election every fiscal
every
year.
fiscal year.
Okay. See, a lot of people do not realize that, and I'm glad you said that. So there is an election every fiscal year, so that is why it's in the budget. Okay, thank you.
We've already had one this fiscal year.
Okay. Discussion of membership of Chamber of Commerce. Before we discuss this, as I had stated, and Eldon had just mentioned a little earlier, since the issue was never discussed at work session, what we usually do is ask if there's an objection or a motion to be moved to the work session. So is there an objection or motion? None. Okay, then we can just,
No,
that way I just want to set a precedent so we have that. Okay, you brought,
Yes.
sure.
I just think
Feel-
it was important that since we are partnering and trying to work with the communities and all the people that are in the community. Economic development, the Chamber has been doing wonders, particularly the past 2 years under the leadership of Dan Kimball when he came in. And I have been a member through Morgantown Dental Group for I don't know how many years. And I did inquire as to whether or not the commission was a member and was not. And so I would like to move that we become a member of the Chamber of Commerce.
There's a motion to move to be member of Chamber of Commerce. Is there a second?
I'm torn by this because I really haven't thought about it.
Well, let me second it so that way we can discuss it. Okay, I will second it so now we can have discussion.
We work closely with the Chamber of Commerce. We work closely with a lot of other groups. And everything, I don't even know what a membership costs. I don't know how much it costs.
I believe it's $400 per annum.
$400 a year?
I believe I'm correct in that.
Okay, so
I guess we support the Chamber in a lot of different ways. It's like we fund and go in partnership with the Monongalia County Day. I've been on their transportation committee for a long time now, a couple of years or more. We do a lot of other things. But everything I do, I measure on, if I spend a penny of the taxpayer's money, I want to know what benefit the taxpayer's going to get out of it. And I'm not sure what the benefit is to the taxpayer. It looks good for the Chamber, it looks good for us, but I'm just not, and I'm not saying there isn't any benefit. I guess I'm asking both of you, what is the benefit to the taxpayer to spend $400 to say we're a member of the Chamber?
I would put it primarily as the matter of being part of the organization responsible for networking in business. And this is a county that is progressive in business, and it is still increasing in business. Also, it gives us contact with people that otherwise you might not have contact with.
I have a couple questions, only that since we aren't clear exactly how much the cost is, I'd also like to know, do other commissions belong to the Chamber of Commerce? I just want to make sure there isn't any problem where we send money, taxpayer dollars, to the Chamber of Commerce and it may be against an ethics violation, so I don't want to do anything along that line. So those are the questions I have, and that's why I don't want to vote against it. I don't want to vote for it. I would hope that we could get those questions answered, maybe have Mr. Kimball come in to a work session next week, if we could do that and discuss.
Well, I think that's a good compromise at this point. If we table this at this time with the request that we put it on listserv, the county commissioners listserv to determine if any other commissioner, also ask Steve Slush, the attorney for the County Commissioners Association, if there's any problem with the county commission being a member of a Chamber of Commerce. He's the attorney, in case you don't know, he's the attorney for the County Commissioners Association. As a matter of fact, he just recently addressed some issues on whether a county commission should have a Facebook or not, and it was interesting things that he brought up about that. So I think if I would move that we table this, put it on listserv, as that any other commission belongs to the Chamber of Commerce. If get to requests from the County Commissioners Association, specifically Steve Slush, if there's any problem with us joining the Chamber of Commerce. And third, invite Dan Kimball in to a work session where he can explain the advantages of us belonging, I would feel much more comfortable voting for that if you feel favorable to that. Ed.
I have no problem, I'll second your motion.
Okay, good. There's a motion to table it to get the information first and second. And again, we want make it very clear, we're not voting against members. In fact, it's a great idea. I assume we always were, and that was funny when you put that up. But sometimes when we move forward, there are state laws that we are not aware of. So we want to make sure we're following the law and so on. So it's been properly moved and second to table it to get the information, put it on a work session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? No. It passes to be tabled. Yes.
It probably will not be next week because that's the day before Mon County Day
Right.
of Legislature, so don't.
So 2 weeks. Yeah, that'd be fine. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 'cause Dan-
Thank you very much. Okay, I think it's a good idea. Okay, assignment of authorities, boards, and commissions. And before we do that, these are suggested assignments to boards and authorities. A lot of people do not realize that not only is this a part-time job, but it's a full-time attending boards and meetings. So I will open it up to, these were basically the meetings, committees that people have gone to, and then what we did was added some things because Bill Bartolo had some, and there was some questions that Mr. Hawkins would like to be a part of, and we tried to add that. Is there any questions or concerns? I'll throw it out to anyone.
I really have no concern except for the fact that I don't see here the time that these boards meet.
Oh, the meeting dates and times?
Yes.
Okay, I have this for you.
The only problem, if I already have a seated, in other words,
Right.
I still am a local 4-H club leader. I'm involved with the Leaders Association as well as the Fair Board. So I do have set meetings, and I don't see on here, are we continuing with the Park Advisory Board?
Basically, what had happened in the past and what we had discussed before the former commission was that as the members dwindled from the park board, we were going to end up doing away with the park board because there was only one board, and rather have friends of each park, and the 3 commissioners here would be overseeing the parks. So that was the direction that we had agreed upon at this time.
Okay.
I have no problem with the appointments on the boards. I've been appointed by this commission previously, and I would be happy to continue to serve and represent this commission if it's acceptable to the commission.
There is one other group, and I had sent a letter to Ed, and I don't know if he's able to make it. We received some information. We all agreed to join the Safe Communities with the city of Morgantown, and honestly, I don't think we've ever attended a meeting. It just started up last year. So if we find, would you want me to put that on hold so we can find out more information? Yes. And I think it's a good idea by Commissioner Hawkins that we just get an idea when these all meet, because I believe the other reason why several of the members chose certain committees because they could make those meetings.
Well, I just don't want, well, that's true. I don't want to make it say yes and then say, I can't go to any of your meetings because I have a prior obligation. That's unfair to the board.
Well, why don't we tentatively say, as of right now, this is what we're going to do, but we won't approve it till next week. That way we can see, and then we'll be able to discuss if there's any.
I just realized there's one that's missing here.
Okay, good.
Town and gown.
That's still going on?
That's still going on. I was appointed to that some time ago, but they changed their meetings to Wednesday morning.
No.
And I couldn't attend Wednesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And my understanding is, and I told them I couldn't attend Wednesday morning. So my understanding is they're planning on changing that, but I don't know if you'd be interested in serving on that town and gown, Ed, or not.
I have no objection if I can make the meeting time.
Yeah, let's find out when that is, and then we'll put that as another option. Great. Fantastic. Okay, so we will hold this off. There's no motion need to be taken at this time, but we'll get some more information. Okay. The other final business under new business is proclamation recognizing January as Ending Homelessness Month. And John, do you want to read? Give your name and your address for the record, and then.
You'd like me to read it?
Yes, please. I think we'd be honored.
I'm John Sonnenday. My address is in the midst of changing. It is now at 2322 Cassville Drive in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, although I still own property in Mon County.
Okay, great.
And I am the Executive Director of the Coordinating Council on Homelessness. Whereas every person in our community deserves a place to live that is safe, warm, and stable. And whereas the plight of those without a home is both lonely and difficult. Whereas those experiencing homelessness are at a much greater risk of serious illness and death. And whereas everyone, whatever their status or condition, does better in housing than without it. And whereas homelessness is a complex social problem that has many different causes and takes many different forms. Whereas lasting solutions to such a complex problem requires all community institutions, government, service agencies, business, faith organizations, law enforcement, university, private citizens, working together in a community-wide effort. Whereas the costs of homelessness are not only borne by those who directly experience homelessness, but by everyone who pays at least some of the personal, health, social, economic, and governmental costs of homelessness because of the demand upon and cost of police, health, and other public services. Whereas research demonstrates that it costs less to provide appropriate housing and support to a person experiencing chronic homelessness than to provide that same person with short-term responses where taxpayer money goes towards hospitalizations, mental health care, alcohol and drug abuse treatment, emergency room visits, ambulance services, jail and prison time, police and shelter costs. Whereas experience across the country shows that organized, community-wide efforts can have a major impact in reducing and even ending homelessness. In the past 4 years nationally, through community-wide efforts, we have seen a 33% decrease in veteran homelessness and a 21% decrease in chronic homelessness. Whereas this experience demonstrates that the strategies to end homelessness are working, and ending homelessness is an achievable goal. And whereas everyone in our community has a stake in addressing this problem, and all will be served by reducing the number of persons in our community who are homeless. Now therefore, Monongalia County Commission, we request, hereby proclaim January 2015 as Ending Homelessness Month in Monongalia County, and urge all citizens to participate in efforts to end homelessness in our community.
Move to approve the proclamation as read.
Thank you. Second.
It's been properly moved and second to approve the proclamation. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Proclamation is warmly accepted.
We'll sign it. You want a picture with us, or would you rather not?
I'd say it might go the other way around.
You can come up here.
And the city of Morgantown also approved that last night, too.
The city approved it last night, so it is with them. Dr. Hawkins, nice to meet you. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
And I want to thank the Commissioner, also Commissioner Bloom has been very instrumental in helping us create this January month and was actually the person who got it all started. So we're very much appreciative of that.
I'll sign it this second.
Okay.
Smile. That's good.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your work, Boone.
Thank you. And we really appreciate all your
Thank you.
support. It's just terrific.
Well, this should be an important month, and I think it's exciting. I never thought I'd use the words exciting and homelessness in the same sentence. Yeah.
I don't know whose pen that is. Whose pen is that?
Stone's.
Okay.
I stole it.
Yeah, just so
No,
it
is a terrible thing that in my house, you find all my offices pens.
Oh, yes.
And Bobby would bundle them up and say, here, take these pens back to the office.
Okay, we are at number 13, which is reports from elected officials and department supervisors, and I'd like to change how we do this time. I'd like to break it in just two parts. First, are there any reports from any elected officials? Please stand.
Yes, Dave Johnson, City of Westover. We discussed Monday at the meeting about the availability of cop in school.
Yes.
And like we said at the workshop last week, we just can't do it. So on the days that if there are days that the sheriff can't provide an officer, and if we're notified, we can have the one on that shift stop in a couple different times
Okay.
periodically through the day. That's the best we can do until we get our force straightened up and get back to strength. The other thing is, the bus garages in Westover. The state contacted me about maybe within the last year about putting a sidewalk from the DuPont Road down around the Fairmont Road. And they said they would put that in if we would maintain it, which we agreed to do. Now, we don't know the exact location. I mean, I know about where it's going to go. But my question to you guys is, we need to put better signage for the City Hall and the West Side Senior Center. We've just got a little simple green, you know, like a street sign type thing. Once I find out the location, exact location, and how much room is going to be there, I'd like to have permission from the county to put a nice sign there to indicate where our City Hall is and where our West Side Senior Center is.
I think that'd be very helpful. Have they thought about sidewalk going towards the City Hall as well from the bus
Well,
garage?
you know, that's, you know, the state doesn't have the money to maintain the roads or plow the snow. I mean,
Yeah, I know. I just wondered if that was included in their plans.
Well, we're going to try to do that as well. We've got 2 more phases of our sidewalk project returning back from Granville toward the triangle. When we get that done, then, well, it's in a process now. We're seeking other grants to put sidewalks beyond the trail that we have from Colasantes to the top of the hill. We're going to extend that trail a little bit. Good. And then we're going to have, our engineers are in the process now of working things up and trying to get the okay from, it's federal money, but the state administers the money. So hopefully, we've been very fortunate so far. We've gotten over $1 million in grants for these sidewalks, and we hope to keep, you know, to continue to do that. But the state, I'm going to stay on them, and if they'll give us 20 more feet of sidewalk, we'll take it.
That's right.
Yeah.
My main objective now is to get a sign there that'll be, you know.
Do you need a resolution from us, or do you need a
You know what, I'm not
permit to the DOH?
No, the sign would actually be on your property.
On our property,
You know, the
okay.
state right-of-way goes through there, and in that intersection, the state right-of-way is actually 50 feet on DuPont Road and the other road.
That's what I was trying to
That's
figure
not
out.
realistic by any means, but the sign would be inside the sidewalk, you know, not on the outside. It would be on your property,
Which property?
Yeah.
the county bus garage.
The bus garage, which, well, I think it would require approval
we don't
for
own
us
that
and
property.
city, don't we?
We don't own that
We don't
property.
own the property that the,
It's exempt.
part of the
so it's
authority.
called the county,
we're part of the
Right,
transit authority,
Transit
but
Authority, so we are probably a joint owner.
I figure we're joint owner with, since
City.
we in the city of Morgantown established the transit authority, I figure we probably would have to give approval. I think what you would probably need to do is start with calling Dave Bruffy
okay.
and tell him that we'll give you the necessary approvals, whatever he sees. I'm just, does he know where the right-of-way ends and where his property
You
begins?
know, I doubt that he does. Not many people do. I know a lot of it because I research it, with sidewalks and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
you know, but I can discuss that with him, give him an idea of what we want to do. I mean, it's not going to be a lit sign, or it'll be a nice sign. We usually get them made by City Neon.
I would suggest you start with Dave Bruffy and Ray Hirsch.
And then once you get that, if you could just send us a letter, then we could put it as a resolution.
Yeah, then we just put it.
Yeah,
as a
that way, and then we
resolution
also
to
have a
approve the sign.
documentation of where you want to put
It's
it.
harder than it has to be.
Hey, this is,
It
you know what it's like dealing with the government.
I'm just, I don't think you need a separate letter. I think Dave Bruffy would probably be the one that would send us a letter.
I'll discuss it with him.
If Dave, that's fine with, yeah.
The only thing that I can think of why I suggest you call Ray Hirsch, and if you don't have his phone number, we have it here someplace.
DOH?
Yeah, DOH for the region.
The one that doesn't,
Region 4.
that rings all the time.
Is, just so there, the DOH doesn't know where the right-of-ways are. I've done this a lot in practice. I've run into that all the time. It's not standard. I mean, in one place, that when they built the roads in West Virginia, they didn't put them in the middle of their right-of-ways. A lot of times they're over here, a lot of times they're over here. So when you do property law like I used to, you run into it and find out they actually have 40 feet on one side and 10 feet on the other side. And, but due to the 1933 law, they automatically have that additional right-of-way because of the way the law is written, that you go 30 feet from either side or 20 feet from either side, depending on the road. That's the only reason why I suggest you call Ray Earth, just to make sure. No use to erect the sign and then say, hey, you didn't get our permission. That's
So
all.
we could put it on wheels if you have to move it. All right, thank you.
Well, thank you. Are there any other elected officials?
There's Pam Krasinski, you need to recognize her from the Attorney General's office. Pam works for the Attorney General now.
Pam, did you want to stand up and just say hello?
I'm just here to say hi. We want to keep in contact with our commissions, and I will tell you the first week of March is Consumer Protection Week, and that's really what I do, so keep that in mind.
Okay, well, maybe we could have an open meeting maybe for the public, set something up for you to be there for people to ask questions.
That'd be great.
Okay, we'll put that on a to-do list. Are there any department supervisors who have any comments at this time? Good. Seeing none, we'll move forward. Mr. Hawkins, I'll allow you to go first since you're our newest member.
Marcia.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. Marcia, did you want?
Oh, no, I came because I knew our new commissioner was going to be present. I just wanted to say welcome, like all the rest of us are thinking and saying, and so nice to have you here among us. And
You're the one person I have
no
not,
report.
and I apologize, you're the one person I have not yet scheduled an appointment with. I have met with every other department, but I will be making an appointment to speak with you.
I will look forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming down, Marcia. At this time, Commissioner Hawkins, do you have any?
Yes, my first day on the job. I've only had 3 jobs in my life. I started working with my father on construction when I was 10. The first day on that job, I quit probably 8 or 9 times. I could not believe that a man worked that hard, and that's where I got my work ethic from. I've only had 1 job interview outside of the election. From Morgantown Dental Group, I worked for Father for almost 13 years, till the Friday before the Monday I started at Morgantown Dental Group. And I still remember that first day. I can't tell you the patient, but I saw a 14-year-old and I did a root canal on tooth number 10. So I will remember this day. I really thank everybody. I would like to thank my mother, who has always believed in me, my brother, who sometimes believes in me. There have been many mentors along the way that have helped me. I think of Stacy Grosscup and Joe Gluck, who are no longer with us, and if I can be half the servant that Stacy Grosscup was, I will really, really, really be proud of myself. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'd like to welcome you aboard. I'm looking forward to many years of accomplishment. I was going to ask you this question, but I probably shouldn't. That 14-year-old, how old would she be now?
Oh, Lord. She would be 54. I went from 74 to 2014. Retired on September
I was just curious as how long. Well, that's very good.
I'm not sure whether the root canal is still there.
So, well, that's basically all I have. Other than one other thing that I want to mention, I always keep you posted, is different events that you've delegated me to attend. The West Virginia Association of Counties has meet the new legislatures in Charleston on Monday. Are you going down now?
Monday, 4:30 to 6:30.
Are you going down?
I am planning, yes.
Could I ride with you?
Carpool.
Absolutely.
All right. So unless Al throws me out on the road someplace, going down or coming back, I'll be running down to Charleston with him and coming back on Monday. And then just a reminder that next Wednesday is the State of the State address, and Thursday is Monongalia County Day, which I've been referring to as M&M Day, because Monongalia County and Mineral County are going to together. So that's something that everyone that can get away should try to go down for Monongalia County Day. Those are the only two things
I am scheduled. Okay. There's also a reception for the leaders, West Virginia leadership before the state address, so I hope to attend that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that. Thank you.
First, I do want to thank Mr. Hawkins and congratulate him for being elected, and we look forward to working together. One of the things that I've learned is that I'd like to continue the direction that the former commission has done, and I think it's two words that I want to continue to use, and that is coming up with new partnerships and new cooperation. And I think the three of us are looking to do that, and to start the year out right. We're thrilled to have a program that we are working with at 1:30 today, which is we have a partnership with Variety My Bike program, which is to offer handicapped children specific bikes designated for them so they can ride and be basically like everyone else. And that's what I'd like to, that's the key goal I want to tell everyone. It's like everyone else to be a part of this community. So I think the three of us are going to start out in a real great positive direction. I know there'll probably be things that we all disagree on, but the nice part about is we have three unique personalities and goals, but the bottom line is that we want to move this county forward, and I look forward to that. And we could not do that, and since we have a number of the elected officials here, I want to thank you because you make our job easier. And though we may not have all agreements during budget time, we are very appreciative. So I'll end with that and ask for...
Would you also invite everyone to the bike thing at 1:30?
Okay, there is, on the second floor in the Sheriff's Building, we are inviting anyone who wants to stop by at 1:30. We have 10 lucky children who are going to get bikes for the first time, and to me, to just watch their smile and watch them ride the bike is worth everything that we do. And when you talk about community service, and Ed brought that up, that's the ultimate goal, and I think everyone really will enjoy this.
You'll see, I had access to the Elks Handicap Camp that would be at 4-H camp.
Oh, really?
And there is when you start to understand why you do what you do for those who can't quite do everything that they want to do. When you see that joy that is exhibited, you will have your heart melted, I assure you. And I'd like to thank both of you for your geniality and, of course, your courtesy. I am looking forward to a partnership over the next years.
And I appreciate that, and I would be amiss if I didn't mention Mike Ellis from West TV, who's willing to tape the program, and because of the weather, not all the children are going to be able to make it, but he is willing to tape it, and we're going to give them all burned CD copies so they can be a part of the program. So this is just a great day for Monongalia County move forward. I can't wait to see the new economic development that we're going to be experiencing this next year, so I'll be quiet, which is hard for me to do sometimes. And I'll ask for
Move to adjourn.
Thank you. There's been properly moved and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.